Good morning and welcome to what shall we call it? A news update. A few items I want to bring to your attention, although I suspect, quite frankly, not many of you give a fuck. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about last week's Remembrance Sunday carry on, and of course our glorious leader, wee Gordie Brown. He fucked up again. Now, the question I'm asking is, how could he do that? I mean, how could he not go through the ritual of doing what he's meant to do at a remembrance gig? A remembrance gig. And I'm going to answer that question. The answer is because he doesn't give a fuck. This is the bottom line. Our boys and girls, and this is true for Americans that are out in the front line there, it's true for any other nationality that is out in the front line there. I'm not banging the British drum or anything like that. It's true for all those poor boys and girls out there in Afghanistan, and if the Americans are still embedded in Iraq, of course. Don't see Iraq in the news at all these days. Very seldom. I would imagine, and I'll Google for it later, I haven't bothered to Google for it just now, but I would imagine that the American boys and girls continue to drop like flies. And you know, that kind of stuff just doesn't get reported on. I know from discussions with American friends of mine on Facebook and other places that dead soldiers coming home are an embarrassment, and we can't let the public see this and see that and blah blah blah, and cram it all away, stick them in the ground. If they're coming back hurt, disabled, disfigured, mental problems, limbs missing, this sort of thing, if they are treated twice as well as the British treat our returning boys and girls who are in those situations, if the Americans treat their people twice as well as we treat ours, then I'm sorry guys, you are treating your people like shite. And that should perhaps make you wonder then, how are we treating ours? We pay it wonderful lip service, glorious lip service. The whole propaganda machine fires into motion on the radio and the newspapers and the television. They roll out some royal fucker to go and see the poor boy who's only got one arm left. But I don't see a document being produced, for example, to put our minds at rest. I don't see a document being produced saying you were prepared to go and make the ultimate sacrifice. You haven't made the ultimate sacrifice. You have in fact only lost two legs and an arm. But we are going to stand by you for the rest of your life. We are going to stand by you. We're going to stand by your family. We are going to make sure that you are given the absolute maximum top treatment in respect of your rehabilitation into society. We are going to ensure that you are given state-of-the-art prosthetics. We are going to give you training on how to use these properly. We're going to give you a job back in the mainstream. Maybe there's a job for you at the Ministry of Defence, for example, pushing a pen, and you can become part of that big bonus culture there that exists at the Ministry of Defence. I suppose anybody who does listen to this might have heard of the bonus culture at the Ministry of Defence, but I'm getting ahead of myself, and I'll come to that in due course. So, Gordie screws up at the cenotaph. We roll, of course, the usual royal family fuckers out. Charlie, of course, he couldn't make it. He was off gallivanting. I don't know, he's in down in Oz, or he's in Canada or something like that. So little little Harry boy, the junkie, um, the guy who went to the front. Oh, he's been Afghanistan. What a brave fellow. Well, I want to know if he was in Afghanistan, which I'm not denying he was. If he was in Afghanistan and on the front line and in mortal danger all the time he was there, how was it that there was about 10 fucking film crews and other media hang-on bastards following his every move? Now, you know, you always hear army bods saying, "Oh, we don't want reporters to get hurt. We don't want reporters in the front line," and blah blah blah. Well, all these boys must have been in this. Let's put it this way: they must have been in the same amount of danger that Harry was in, which, in my personal opinion, is fuck all danger whatsoever. Roll him out, chuck him around the desert a bit, bring him back, do documentaries on the telly, and all that sort of thing. What a brave wee fuck he is. And he's a great shot. We know he's a great shot because on his mummy's estate in Sandringham, one of his specialities is shooting at and killing endangered birds of prey. That's another story. You know, broke a few headlines, blah blah blah, and then kick that into touch. So also, while we're on the royal family, might as well talk about Willie, possible future king of this country. Frankly, I think he looks just marginally less boring than his fucking father. And if we're going to stay with this bunch of German fucking aristocrats, then I'd say that there's a strong case to get Lizzie the fuck off the throne, because we're tired to fuck off her. Get her out. Jump over Charlie and Willie, because they're just a pair of bellends, and put Harry straight in, because at least he'd be fun, I think, and we'd have a laugh at his goings on, as he probably tries to emulate and surpass his Uncle Andy's fucking any tart that bends over for him record. So, okay, so we've done the royal family. Now, getting back to the cenotaph, so Gordy screws up. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's out to lunch. The lift works. It don't go at the top floor. The lights are on. No one's in. He's a fuckwit. He's got that mouth thing going on. God knows what that's all about. And he behaved like that. He did that. It's because he's not there. He doesn't know why he's there. He doesn't care why he's there. He doesn't care to be there and doing what he's meant to be doing, which is honouring our dead and dying and wounded and injured people who have gone out to Afghanistan. And I'm very, very sorry about this, boys and girls, but you've gone out to Afghanistan based upon a lie. You have gone out to Afghanistan on a lie. You are fighting a lie. Afghanistan is about gas pipelines. Don't take my word for that. Google it. Check it out. It's about gas pipelines. Now, in the week, we had the actual date, the 11th, and at the 11th hour, on that day, life came to a halt in the UK, apparently. Everybody stood for a 2-minute silence. I know I didn't. In fact, the time passed. I wouldn't have known what day it was, what time it was. I don't feel proud of that. It's not something I did deliberately. It's not something I recall that used to happen back when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we did the remembrance thing the Sunday nearest the 11th. I was in the boys' brigade. I was colour sergeant. Used to have my poppy on and my uniform all spick and span, and we used to do the remembrance bit. No problem at all. But when the actual 11th came around at 11 o'clock at school,